Hello there. Well, I don't normally comment on negative comments received on the channel, but I just had to share this one. Welcome to Grey Matters. Hello there, and welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and has relevance, and which looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Now, generally, viewers and subscribers are very supportive of the channel, and there are comments that reflect that. A couple from this week, Dave Jones, thank you for all that you do for us OAPs. Barry Williams said, thank you for helping and protecting us over 70s. You're doing a very good job. It's one that we always wonder about, but you're actually doing it for us. Thank you. Thank you, Dave. That's very nice of you to say so. Sean M9928 says, the ambassador for the older generation across the UK. We love you, Pete. Well, thank you so much. I can't really think I'm an ambassador for anyone, really, but we try. And then Dave Bops 2478 says, this is a really good channel. I was happy to subscribe. Thank you, Dave. Welcome aboard. But we do sometimes get negative comments, as all channels do, and I included some in a video back in 2024, and I'll leave a link on the end screen when the titles come up in case you're interested in having a look at that one. We even have our own pet troll in Hob991, who is always happy to criticise and throw the odd insult, but that's fine. That's what freedom of expression is all about, as far as I'm concerned. But it did make my day last week to receive the most vitriolic, rude and anger-fueled comment on the channel so far. It was so bad and ill-informed, it actually made me laugh. So I thought I'd share the highlights with you. I say highlights with you because it was actually quite a long post about the DVLA and his positive experiences with them. Which is fine. I'm glad he's having some positive experiences with them. It was posted by, obviously not a subscriber, who I should just call by his first name, Peter. I won't give out his full handle because I've seen how strongly my subscribers react to the occasional negative comment, and I don't want this poor old chap to be attacked for his opinions. He's 85, and I wouldn't want any of my viewers to be accused of elder abuse. He was commenting in response to our video posted last November, where I was reporting on the DVLA's reply to our Freedom of Information request. And he started off in fine form. You're a disgrace, deliberately trying to scare old people for clickbait. Making good Maponi, huh? This is all nonsense. It's common for government to use one company for outsourcing, and anyway, the whole load of nonsense you've been trying to cause for weeks. Well, he goes on to say he's 85 and then he has glaucoma and cataracts. And he tells me about his experiences with eye tests and then hits me with salvo number 2. I know all you are claiming is lies to scare old people and get clicks, which you seem to be spending on clothes. Well, as you know, I often wear hoodies, and on that occasion, in that video, I was wearing a white shirt from Tesco's. So he says then, so Aswumi, you are doing well, outie og it. He then criticises the thumbnail that he assumes I created with friends, because he said, the posed image on this is laughable. Couldn't you get your friends to look more desperate? Should I tell him I use stock photos or sometimes use AI to create thumbnails? Nah, I think it's funnier to let him think I rope in my neighbours for a photo shoot. And then comes salvo number 3. You're a nasty piece of work, to grifting old age to enrich yourself. I wonder if he's Yorkshire. You're a nasty piece of work to grifting old age to enrich yourself, and in the process alarming many with less knowledge than they need to contradict. I advise everyone to stop listening to this nonsense. Now, he then tells me how helpful the DVLA is, and basically they are just trying to keep the roads safe by removing drivers with defective vision. But, he says, that's no concern to you. You just want money from clicks, crumbs from capitalism. No concern at all for those you worry. They can go to any optician of their choice and be tested for free. Which is true, but he misses the point that you have to use Specsavers if the DVLA mandates you must be tested. He says it's all about caring for people, which you clearly don't. You're a conscienceless grifter, and I hope you get banned from driving sooner rather than later. Well, that's not very charitable, is it? He says there's no advice given here, just scare tactics, innuendo and smearing government departments. You are the ageist. Your task is getting people older than yourself, imagining you are far from likely to be affected. Thank you so much for the compliment. I obviously look younger than I really am. Appreciate that. And the ludicrous images you and your silly friends concoct are straight out of a Victorian pot boilers, though I'm sure none of them were alive then. Cut it out. I'm already reporting you for misinformation. That's interesting, considering I was factually reporting on a freedom of information request in that video. And then he finishes with, you're a nasty, devious, dishonest grifter looking to profit from scaring the vulnerable. The DVLA is honest and straightforward. They inform me of all changes and everyone else eligible. So old people, if you haven't heard from them, there is nothing to worry about. This man is a liar and does not have your interests at heart. Well, my comment to him at the end was, and breathe. I mean, it worries me a little that he has glaucoma and cataracts, but they're only reportable under certain conditions, and he's still driving, I gather, so then he either hasn't told the DVLA or his circumstances don't warrant it. And despite him wishing ill will on me, hoping I get banned from driving, I hope he has many years of trouble-free driving ahead, as long as he can see where he's going, of course. So what do you think about that? I loved it. You could feel the anger, and judging by all the typos, his fingers couldn't keep up with everything he had to say. So someone thought actually I should delete it, worried it might harm the channel or that it was libelous against me, but set against the thousands of other neutral or supportive comments, it's not going to do any harm. And it's not libelous either. He's entitled to his opinion. And what's the point of free speech if I were going to delete comments I don't like? It's worth pointing out too that if you've posted a comment that hasn't appeared, then it could have been held for review by YouTube. That normally happens when they contain a lot of foul language or threats, you know, that kind of thing. I wish there were a filter that I could isolate the negative comments to make them easier to share with you, but unfortunately there isn't. So let me know what you think. Comment by all means. I don't know if Peter is going to re-comment in view of this video. Always welcome views, whoever they are. In the meantime, if you feel like subscribing, please do. And there's the hype button, which will be available for 7 days on your mobile device, which will put the video out in front of more people. If you fancy doing that, always helps the channel. And do give it a thumbs up if you liked it. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us, and until the next time on Grey Matters, is bye for now.